What's up guys, and welcome back to the Enchanted Forest with me, Che, and here we are playing once again the legendary, it's not even out yet, it's already legendary, Planet Coaster. We are here continuing with the Enchanted Forest and where we left off from last week. Now I did remember to do a few things that I said I was going to do, considering I forgot until I saw this building here, and that was primarily to add these kind of triangular upper roof things, so you know, when it gets cold, the people living in this, whatever you want to call that, are even not going to die. Now I nearly moved that over into that central piece just in front of you there, but I decided not to. Instead, I've downloaded a couple of blueprints from the old whatever it's called, the old Steam Workshop. I think it's from a guy called Mr. Cox, I think, and he's made some really cool sort of villagey kind of stuff, which actually looks brilliant and really works very well in this village. So what we've done is we've built a barn! A ruddy barn, everyone! Look at it and all of its barny goodness. It looks fantastic. Lovely. We've added that into this part of the village. Now, I've also downloaded a windmill, which I will place later on, which looks brilliant as well. I mean, I'm pretty damn amazed with some of the stuff that some people have made in this game already. It is insane. It is actually insane. And people have been telling me on the comments to stop putting myself down about my building skills. Now, I know I'm nowhere near as good as some of the other people. However, I think I'm not that bad. Now, people have told me that I'm actually quite good, or not that good, but they tell me I'm not as bad as I say I am, then that's cool. I like that. That's good feedback. So thank you very, very much, guys. Now, this is an hour's worth of gameplay squeezed into about 16 minutes. Now, usually I record for an hour and a half and squeeze it down to 20, which usually looks a lot better, but I didn't get a chance to play this for this long today, so I didn't get a good snippet. Still got a good amount of stuff done, and we're adding a pond. A pond, everyone! Now, every village of this kind of style village requires some kind of watering hole of some form. In this sense, we have a large pond that's sort of located behind a few of the houses. I think there's behind the hat shop, because, you know, every hat shop needs a pond behind it for those times where you need to, you know, dramatically throw your hat into a pond. If that's a thing you ever need to do, then it's there. Now, in this episode as well, we do actually build a roller coaster, people. We build a weird wing-type thing of a roller coaster, and it was pretty mental. However, for the time being, we are definitely making this pond. Now, we will nickname this the James Pond. Those of you who've watched my Minecraft thing, we had a James Pond. So we're going to nickname this the James Pond once again. Now, we're putting some nice seating around there because everyone likes to sit near a pond, because there's wildlife and all manner of weird things that dwell around ponds. So we're adding that into there. Now, we do need to fill up a couple of the gaps as well with trees, because, you know, like I said, I'm not a fan of empty grass space. It just doesn't look very good from above. Now, obviously, you're playing this from up high. Now, when you're walking around, it's probably going to look terrible, because all you can see is flatness and tree trunks and stuff. However, from up above, where we get to see it, it looks a lot better. It looks a lot better indeed. Now, we're going to just fill in these little bits of gaps as well. I'm still trying to think. I'm trying to put myself in the mindset of someone who's walking around this park. Now, from above, it looks fine. However, from down below, it might look a little bit dodgy. Now, from this point, we do manage to use some of the seaweed here, and we're going to use them as reeds and stuff, just because, I don't know, it just looks better. The pond, it works, but there's always a ton of stuff going along around the side of a pond. There's never anything in the middle, because that's just water. There's always a ton of stuff going on around the side. So we do need to add a couple of trees here and there, some foliage and whatnot, and some height. Now, I'm adding a bit of height to this here, a bit of a hill. We're going for a bit of a mound here. I don't know what I'm going to call the mound. It's just a mound. You know, they exist in some places. Don't get me wrong. Mounds are regular things, and especially in old-timey villages like this, there's mounds and stuff everywhere. So we now decide that I'm going to add. Probably going to add something in here. I'm not quite sure what it's going to be, though. I'm seeing it umming and ahhing. It's like, I don't really want to build anything here because there's not really the space. I accidentally opened this thing multiple times. And there's the windmill, look! Was going to put it in there, but I thought, no, I could definitely fill quite a chunk of this corner here with this whole windmill design thing, which is what I'm going for. We're going to add a windmill here. I've already added the windmill here, I should really say. And then we're going to start to sort of like flesh it out a little bit, try and make it look like it's a bit more used. I'm still learning a lot of the areas and a lot of the things and a lot of the places where they are. Remembered I was going to do this as well, so we jumped straight over there. I got the path out. I was thinking while I was recording this, there was something I was going to do. No idea what it is, but there was something I was going to do, and this was it. An epiphany came to me, and I was like, boom! Need to go and do that pathway over there for the village fete, which is going on currently There's no one there, guys. So if you want to go and win some stuff, well, you don't even need to win it. You can just nick it. But if you want to go do that, then go ahead. I won't stop you. Just preferably finish watching this video first. Give us a good old like rating and a good old comment down below as well on what you think and how you think this is going. Anything you think I should chuck in here, and what your thoughts on this whole process is so far. Are you enjoying this? Are you enjoying this? I think people are. It seems as though people are. So we're fleshing this out. Now, every windmill has a lot of, like, you know, corn and, you know, flour and whatever that it's grinding, and that's what we're doing. We're adding ourselves a barn full of hay and sort of straw bales and stuff like that, because, you know, that's the sort of thing you find around windmills, just farm stuff. And this is kind of also the kind of central farming area. Now, you know, it's a shame that we can't have, like, you know, like a hay field or something like that. It would be incredibly random to have in this game because it's got nothing to do with anything, but it's just, you know, you'd have thought there'd have been something in there you could kind of come up with some kind of idea. Adding, once again, the little pathways to show that it's been used. And, of course, the old foliage. The foliage to make it look just that little bit better. We just want it to look a little bit better. Now, I do apologise if it looks laggy. While I'm playing this, I've realised that I may have sped it up slightly too much for the length of the video, but I'm already halfway through recording the voice, so if I was to change that now, it wouldn't work. So I'm going to leave that. Most of the time it's fine, so it could just be the fact that it's kind of catching up with itself while I'm watching it. So if that's the case, fair enough, we'll leave that to that. Now, we are adding a little bit of more height, a little bit more moundage. A bit of moundage, guys. I'm doing this thing with my fingers when I'm saying that. I'm going moundage, because it's a fun word to say. We're adding just little bits and bobs in there to make it look a bit more used and a bit more kind of villagey. Now, I do think we do need something in that little gap there, so for the time being, I'm just going to chuck in probably another little shop or one of these, in fact, one of these kind of help desk things. Now, I know there's still a gap there, and in the next episode I will finish that, but onto the roller coaster, which takes me bloody ages. So it's a wing roller coaster called the Cloud Runner or something like that is what we're going to try and make. Now, this takes me for the rest of the bloody video, so, you know, this thing was a ball ache to make. This is the first time I've built a roller coaster on the Alpha 3, so, you know, it could be a little bit hit and miss. Not really sure what I'm doing in this sense. So, you know, we're going to give it a go. We are also going to have to finally invite guests into the park for me to be able to actually test this thing, because you can't test it in the pause mode. Obviously, that kind of makes sense. At the same time, though, it'd be nice if it did that. You know, if you press start test, even if you're paused, it would be nice if it did test it, because obviously you're not going to test a half-built roller coaster in real life, so it would just be nice if that was a thing to do. Now, I am playing around here with the auto tunnel and trying to see how this particular roller coaster works. It probably honestly wasn't the greatest of ideas to choose this roller coaster, because I don't actually think it has like a cranking kind of system. It doesn't have anything I can kind of crank it up a lift. I have to kind of rely on these weird booster things. And I did not know that until about halfway through build, well, not halfway through, a little way into this, when I thought, meh, I've spent the last 15 minutes just trying to build this stupid little opening here. I'm just going to stick with it and just see what happens, really. So what we're trying to get it to start off with is it's kind of like just a little interesting, kind of pushes you along a little bit, you know, and then you go down a little hill, and then it kind of does whatever. However, it doesn't go far enough, so I'm thinking, right, okay, I'm going to need something which is going to force this to move a little quicker, you know, and see what happens with that. But which is what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to get this speed up to try and get it to a point of where I can then run the little booster things, whatever they're called. Game, I don't remember what they're called, okay? The game is moving too fast on my screen for me to be able to just go, oh, right, yeah, they're called them. And I'm too lazy to pause this and re-record and all this kind of crap. So we're just kind of going with the flow here. That's kind of how I do this, guys. We go with the flow. We just kind of go mental and do that. So we've managed to get up the hill. That's a good thing. We've managed to get up the hill, and now all we need to do is try and get these little booster things into one kind of... I'm going to make it one long one, but we need to try and get a good speed up so we can get somewhere. Now, the downside is I'm playing this in sped up mode, and I'm thinking, oh, good lord, that's too quick. But then I actually realised that it's only 45 miles an hour. That's not... It's quick, you know, but it's not that quick, realistically. It's a little bit quicker than what you should be driving through villages at in the old English countryside. So, you know, don't panic on that sense. But what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and incorporate a lot of the kind of the pre-built, funky, mad stuff that we've got in here. Now, like I said, this is the first roller coaster I've built in Alpha 3, so I'm still looking about what I can actually build and what different things can come with each of the different roller coasters, because some of them have different kind of twiddly whatsits than other ones do. which isn't terrible. That's fine. It's completely fine to do. I don't mind that. However, it does get really confusing when you're trying to build these things. You're thinking, where the hell is that thing I used in the last time I built something in this game? Where is it gone? I cannot find it. But nonetheless, we're giving it a go. This is our first little test here. Now, when this is built, I will obviously scenery-eyes. Let's see what I did there. Scenery-eyes the absolute crap out of it. Now, obviously, we are in an enchanted forest, so I'm no doubt going to have some bits and bobs that the train is going to go through, the coaster is going to fly through, which is obviously what we want to happen. We want it to fly through all kinds of mad stuff. Now, as we go on, I will obviously explain that to you about what the plans are with it. But so far, it's going okay. It's not stopped yet. The mental thing, that cube thing, is going crazy in the background. We're going to let that do that. I've got no control over that. But what I have got control over is the mental-looking roller coaster, which I'm currently building. Now, I like that bit. I like the slowness that gets up there. It's kind of that kind of, oh my god, here we go, back down we go, and then obviously down into the mental spinniness. Now, what I want to do here, now you can see just over there that we actually have a crowd of people. Now, I want to fire the roller coaster towards them, scare the living hell out of them, and obviously ping it off in a direction at some point. But people that are queuing there, this could be interesting for them. However, this takes me flipping ages to try and get sorted. I've literally spent a good 15 or 20 minutes messing around with this until I finally realised that it's actually the auto tunnel that's preventing me from building here, because obviously it can't tunnel under these people's footpath, what they're already currently on. I did not realise this while I was doing this until literally like 10-15 minutes after me just faffing around this little bit here, that maybe I'm trying to auto tunnel. It could work. Now we do drop back a little bit on the speedy up whatever they're called, the little booster packs, to to have this little extra bit of room which I can fling the roller coaster off in a different direction. But we go all the way back, and I'm thinking, oh my god, what is preventing me from doing this? Like, seriously, what is actually stopping me from doing this? But like I said, I do eventually figure out that it is in fact the auto tunnel. Now, the auto tunnel feature is brilliant. Don't get me wrong, it is fantastic because it does add a really good little sort of sized auto tunnel around the track which you are building. The only annoying thing is it tends to dig down for kind of no reason. The radius that you choose is basically a big circle. If you can imagine it just being a really large circle just around the track, it is essentially that. So it can often dig down a little further than what you want it to if you haven't obviously turned off. And I'm like, oh my god! Look! I've now managed to fix it by just turning off the flippin' auto tunnel. But we do have this really nice little thing where it kind of veers straight off to one side. So we do have the coaster billowing, firing itself manically towards the people, which they're going to be like, oh my god, there's a roller coaster coming up my way. But that's so awesome because I've got stuff to watch now while I'm waiting for the crazy cube machine to fling me around in all kinds of directions for 20 minutes. But it's going well. We're doing okay. So what we've got is we've got the strange crazy loop coming up there, and it's kind of doing a little bit of undergroundy sort of stuff, flying over the station, which I have absolutely no idea how I'm going to theme that. I don't know whether to do it kind of villagey or to do it castle-y. Now, part of me is thinking about doing it castle-y because I did say that I wanted to try and get a wall from that entrance which I built over, obviously, by the entranceway, and kind of like enclose the whole park within this kind of walled off sort of effect thing. So I may end up doing some kind of, not gatehouse, but that kind of thing. Some sort of castle-y thing, or a ruin, or just something which is located inside to make it look just a little bit more interesting. Now, what I want to do here is I want to lower it through this gap which I've got here, so I can have the pathways going over it, just to make something, like I said, a little bit more interesting for people they can look at. The roller coaster go straight under both the entrance and the exit pathways that they're going to have under there, which will look cool, because it's always really good when you've got the roller coaster going around the walkways of what happens. Good examples would be the Smiler and Nemesis, to some extent, from Alton Tower. Bearing in mind that the Smiler is my favourite ride I think I've ever been on. It's absolutely fantastic. And the thing that annoys me about it is the press. Now, obviously, there was a horrible accident on it, which happened, like, last 1 or 2 years ago now, which was horrible. Yeah, don't get me wrong, that was horrible. But every single time the roller coaster breaks down, the press are on it like, oh, the Smiler's broken down again, people were left around. Roller coasters break down all the damn time, okay? They break down all the damn time. The whole time, well, a good, like, half an hour when I was at Alton Towers, when I first went on the Smiler, The thing broke down. Well, it didn't break down. It obviously I think something fell off. Something fell out of someone's pocket or something like that. And obviously, the second they see something fall, gets flagged up, they have to investigate it. It's just health and safety. That's what that is. But it broke down. It stopped working for about half an hour. These people were stuck on this vertical incline. It was hilarious. But it really annoys me the way they grab these things and they just go running with the fact that, oh, okay, it's broken down. Rides and roller coasters break down all the time. It's a safety feature. If it didn't break down, it would explode or something ridiculous like that. And it just really, really annoys me the way they jump on these bandwagons and go crazy with it and just kind of ruin a perfectly good ride or a perfectly good theme park's kind of reputation for it. And it really, really annoys me because there's absolutely no need for it, to be honest. It's just ridiculous. So we're coming close to the end of this now. The end of this episode will be your own personal ride upon this roller coaster. No idea what I'm going to call it, but I'm pretty sure you can't rename stuff yet. I don't actually know how to name coasters. If you know how to name a roller coaster on this game, if you can, let me know, because I really want to know. But what we're just going to do is build the entranceway here, which we're going to have slightly going under some of the track work here, but the majority of it is just going to jump straight over here and join onto the main pathway, which is kind of what we were going for. We want this kind of whole, zooming over there, and we may add some scenery to those and do it that way. But there we go. There is the ride, guys. Now, all I can say is thank you very, very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give us a like rating and a subscribe as well if you're not already subscribed for more of the Enchanted Forest. And I will see you next time, guys. So, like I said, give us a like, give us a comment, whatever you're thinking. Let's get a chat once again down in the comments below. Let me know what you think, what I should add to this park. And let's have a ride on this ride. Toodaloo, friends, and I will see you when I see you when I see you when I see you. Goodbye. Good, we found our zinc, which is exactly what we were after. We got it. There's a lot of... Oh, it's getting a bit windy out here. So probably get inside. There's actually quite a lot of resources on here. Oh wow, it's hot out here. 119 degrees. Quick!